Hey y'all, welcome to episode 10 of Tess Talks. I know Bobby Jokes is probably thinking we would never have made it this far. He's very surprised. He texted me last night, was like, did you know that there is an episode of Tess Talks that needs to go out Tuesday? This was Sunday night, okay? And as I'm in my Super Bowl stupor, just kidding, I wasn't drinking. I thought, okay, no, we need to get one out and let's do it because I have actually been really busy. I have a lot to talk about today, so buckle up, buttercups. If you didn't know, Houston Life right now is preempted for the Olympics. So for about 2 weeks, we're not gonna have shows or we don't have to get a 1 hour live show on air. What does that mean? That means we're gonna be able to take a collective sigh of relief, but it also means we have time to go out and shoot stories. So normally my window of time to shoot stories is either early in the day before the show or late in the afternoon. So it kind of just turns into like an all day affair. It makes for some really early mornings and long nights, but that's okay. I'm looking forward to the shakeup in a schedule because all work and no play makes Johnny a very dangerous man, or whatever the saying in The Shining was. So let me start not with the Olympics and the Super Bowl. Let me start with Friday because we were asked to be the Grand Marshals of the Crew de Rue float in Mardi Gras Parade Galveston. So Mardi Gras Galveston is, it's epic. I don't know if I have never been to Mardi Gras New Orleans. I know that's like an international event. I know it is so busy, which at my ripe age of 40, I'm not interested in it being that crowded. This is more like a family friendly, less tits and dicks swinging around, which is just fine for me. But you still get the beads, you still get the drinking, you still get the beautiful parades and fun floats and stuff like that. So Mardi Gras Galveston, and we did the 10 p.m. parade ride. And that in itself was like, 10 p.m., it's very late. I'm usually in my jammies. Actually, I'm usually asleep by 10 p.m. these days. But I told Derek, I'm like, no, that gives us plenty of time to get down to Galveston, check into our hotel. I will say, so it's a very catch-22. And please tell me if I'm coming across cunty right now, because I get invited to a lot of things. I get invited to MC a lot of things. And people don't understand that even though that is it's a very huge honor, and I'm very privileged to do it. It's work. So if I work Monday through Friday and you ask me to MC your event on Saturday, you're making me be buttoned up for like an extra day, which I guess I should be in theory, but no, like I need time to unwind, relax, not have the hair and makeup going on, like just be. I even tell poor Travis, because some days I come home and he's like, hey, it's steak night down at, Tavern. Let's go to that restaurant. And I'm like, you can go. You can go sit at the bar. You can go talk to people. You can go talk to the waiter, the waitress. Have a night, Mr. Zimmerman. But I am going to sit here and I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to talk to anyone. I said, only you. I only want to talk to you. And not even you that much. So I really like, and I also, this was more when I worked for the radio. I didn't like music playing in the background. Like I kind of lost that itch to have always some noise going on, because between the commercials and the music, I would just be like, nope, I'm done. And Lauren Kelly, who is the live reporter on Houston Live, she says this too. She goes, it's those days. She goes, it's those days you go in your car and you just sit in silence. That's how busy we're talking here. So we get asked to do Grand Marshal this parade, and they're like, yeah, we'll give you wristbands. There's a balcony party. And you're like, all right, cool. Well, then I'm coming out of pocket to work an event because I need a hotel, and then I need an outfit. Let's assume I have a Mardi Gras outfit. I did have like a green sequence jacket. Oh my God, that sequence jacket. That's a whole nother story. I've lost a friend over a sequence jacket, and I didn't lose her, but she pissed me off, and it like caused a little rift because one time my friend came down to go out in Houston and I lent her my sequence jacket and she lost it. I'm like, I specifically have that for Mardi Gras. It happens once a year. I kind of need it, but I don't have to go out and purchase a new outfit. This is the one thing I wear all the time. Well, she's like, I can't believe you're mad at me for losing the jacket. And I'm like, well, don't lose your friend's things. How about that? And if you do, replace it. If I lost something of yours, if I lost your iPad, your shirt or something, I would replace it with something else. So she finally sends me this green, and mine was like really cute. Okay. The one I had was like cute and like cut here, pure, all green sequins. Hers did the thing where they flip kind of, and they were like green and silver. That's fucking weird. Okay. So it's like not the same. Like, it's just not the same. It's not my green jacket. I don't feel as confident wearing it. She bought it a size bigger. Fuck you, bitch. You thought I'm fat. Like, okay. Like, whatever. But that did bother, like, it did really bother me. So we're talking about a whole other thing. So anyway, I wore that. I wore like this black pantsuit, but then Travis had ordered like a vest, a bow tie, and it came with a mask. He didn't want to wear the mask, so I like tied it in with the jumpsuit, and then I had a belt, like a gold belt. Peeing in this outfit was an actual nightmare because the mask had like ribbons to tie to like hold it on your head. And so like I tied one of the ribbons to my bra and like underneath and like tucked, and then the other to my belt. So every time I had to pee, I had to like take it off, do the thing, do the belt, undo the thing. It's like, oh my gosh. So that was a whole thing. So those are my big complaints, but I did read somewhere that complaining actually like gives you a victim mentality. And I don't think I'm a victim to the onesie. I'm just saying it was a pain in the ass. So, okay. So what was I talking about? So I was talking about like, obviously so cool. When you get to the float, they give you like all these beads. You get to be on top of all the action. People are chanting and you're like, woo, woo, woo. You're throwing beads. It's so much fun. You're up there. Sometimes it stops. You can get a little drinky drink in, taking pictures with your friends up there. You feel like you're the center of attention. Like that is all very fun, but it's like, okay, and Derek was like, okay, so we're going, but like, where are we staying? I'm like, well, I don't know. I hadn't thought of it that far. Like I just said yes to the thing. So it did not come with a comp, but luckily we were in a business. I went to one of our sales guys, Vance, right? And I said, Vance, let me tell you something. I said, we got invited to Grand Marshal parade down in Galveston, Mardi Gras. Cool. He goes, oh, that's all awesome. That's all awesome. I go, yeah. I go, but we really don't have a place to stay. I said, so if we need to, one of us, Derek had already said, he was like, I don't have to drink. You guys can have fun. We'll drive the hour up there. We'll all go together and then I'll drive back. And I'm like, that sounds like a schlep. That sounds like a schlep. And you want all your friends to be having fun. If your friends drink, you know, if you're sober friends, it's like almost perfect. It's like, well, obviously you can be the DD. Great. Wonderful. But you know, if all of us drink and we all want to drink, it's like, you don't want one of your friends to feel like he has to refrain from like doing what he wants. And I've done Mardi Gras Galveston like 3 times. So, you know, that was my 3rd time. So I'd done it 2 times before. I had introduced Blue October 1 time, and I have done the parade float thing 2 times, and I had wanted them to experience it. So I go up to Vance and I'm like, hey, do you think you can get us a hotel? And he's like, well, let me check. He's like, yeah. He goes, what Landry's properties are down there? So I think it's like the San Luis resort is there. That's by like the Rainforest Cafe. There's a Hilton Galveston Island resort. There's, of course, and then he was like, I can also call Moody Gardens. And so he ended up getting us a stay at the Hilton Galveston Island resort. And I was like, okay, love a Hilton. Like, that's fine. Just put us up. We don't really need, you know, anything fancy smancy. We get there, we check in. The room we got, it reminded me literally of Malibu because it had this big window. You could see the huge Gulf of Mexico right there. It looked so pretty. Like this time of year is so nice because we just had perfect weather this weekend. It's like, I don't know if it's always nice at this time of year, but this past weekend, we did have perfect weather. So I go and the water was doing this thing where it was like sparkling, like that one part of the Little Mermaid where she comes out and she's in like the sequin dress. Like that's what the water looked like. I was like, dang, it looks so, so pretty. There was a little desk, perfect for Travis because he still had some work to do. There was a little makeup desk, like vanity area for me. So, and I got this room comped, but I would tell you if it was shit. I'd be like, no wonder they're comping rooms. Like no wonder they are comping rooms left and right. No one wants to stay here. Not the case. It was a packed place. All the staff was so nice. I did run up. I probably spent what a room would cost at the bar, but that's neither here nor there. Bartender was great. Lovely, lovely, lovely. The next day I had a hangover from hell. I would have loved to go across the street, right across the street, the Strand, and just go in the ocean and let, the waves wash away my sins from the night before. But we had to play pickleball afterwards. So anyway, a 10 out of 10 experience, loved it. 100 out of 10 hangover. It was like something vicious. And then I had told my friends I would play pickleball. I meet my friends Dana, her sister Allison, and this whole group, and they go and they have a case of champagne with orange juice. And I'm like, nope. Everyone else was drinking them, hair of the dog. I'm not a hair of the dog girl. I'm not. I usually can put it in check. And then, so the next day I will have another, cocktail or two like later in the day. I am not a hair of the dog girl. I will throw up. I will go to the hospital. I do not want to drink anymore. Like I overdid it. It was worth it. I didn't drink again on Sunday. Like I was so done. Like I had way too many martinis and beers on Friday. Galveston Island gets me again. Galveston Island, like 7, Tessa 0. That island wins every time. It's so, so, so fun. Guys, remember, we live so close to the water. Go enjoy it. There's just something about it that puts me in a good mood. I can feel like the air is fresher and saltier. It's a really, really cool. We met some people that were about to go on a cruise. We met a ton of people that were doing the Mardi Gras thing. Tons of viewers when we were walking in the street. So everyone was always they're nice regardless if we work, they know that we work for the show or not. But Derek gets recognized, and I'll tell you why. Me, I'm a brown girl, I'm a Latina. That's kind of the norm around here. I don't look like out of place. Derek is like me in like Salt Lake City. Like Derek, he's this tall guy. He's a white guy, but he's got a good tan. He's slender. I mean, he walks like he's worth $1 million, and people recognize him. And they probably are like, there's Derek and his assistant or like someone. But he was wearing like a gold sequin jacket, and Brandon had like a green and blue, so like mermaid jacket. The guys looked great. The guys looked so, so good. But Derek gets noticed and recognized a lot. So that was really fun too. Okay, so after pickleball, we came back and I was craving crawfish, and I settled for the crawfish at H-E-B. It was not good. Well, no, okay, take it back. We ate all of it. It's like, oh, it wasn't good? She sure did eat all of it, big girl. Okay, whatever. It like scratched the crawfish Cajun itch that I was having, but they were very small, and I think they were overdone. We also got shrimp. Travis really likes shrimp. I told him to put some crab legs in there. He forgot. Okay, that's fine, whatever. But the whole boil with like 2 corn, 4 potatoes, a sausage, 3 pounds of crawfish, and the shrimp, it was like $57. So because we were looking on DoorDash, like we were like gonna like DoorDash. Had we DoorDashed it, that would have been like $200. So we just said, let's go pick it up. We didn't even go into H-E-B. I wanted no part of it. I'm like, I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna talk to those crawfish people. I'm getting my goods and I'm leaving. So I guess like you pay for what you get. It was very quick. It was easy. It was efficient. That was earlier in the day. We took a fat nap after that. I mean, we took the fattest nap because in between pickleball, my sister actually showed up Saturday evening, and we went out on the town. We went to one of our favorite places in K-Town. We went to Soho Chicken. She loves it. My sister chose that spot. We took the baby. Babies are pressure, guys. Like my little niece is getting cuter and cuter. She's learning to say my name. She's learning to talk, but that also means she has a bunch of needs, and she's like, Tessa, help. Tessa, is that picture of Travis? Who's that? What's this? Tessa, shoes, stop. Like it's like nonstop. Oh my God, I love her. But I was, again, guys, so fucking hungover. So my sister finally left like Sunday morning. So that was before all the crawfish and stuff, but it was really, really fun. Chronologically, guys, I know I'm taking you all over the place, but just stay with me, okay? Because I do think that the Super Bowl was a snooze fest. I was very upset. It made me believe even further deeper down in my heart that the Texans should have been in that game, and that would have been such a better game. 2 defensive teams getting it done. Like the Patriots shit the bed. They looked awful. They're boring. We've seen the Patriots in that before. It would have meant so much more to the city of Houston. So, that's how I felt about that. We were supposed to have a commercial. Derek and I the other day, they're like, hey guys, can you do like can you stay after the show and like record some promo stuff? And that kind of always happens like in and out. So we went and we read this script, we do it, you know, la 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 la, here are your lines. This is what we're saying. Okay, great. And it was to launch this website called HoustonLifeDeals.com, which is, you know, it's going to be like Houston Life, the lifestyle brand, partnering with local Houston businesses for like deals, kind of like a Groupon situation. Like that's, I guess, what, as I understand it, it is still very new. So if I'm wrong on that, oops. But so we do it, we read all the lines, and then the creative team, Christian and Chris, are like, yeah, that'll air during the Super Bowl. And we're like, what? Like, yeah, that's going to air during the Super Bowl. So I didn't see our commercial last night. And again, I was like scrolling. I was not paying attention. But if anyone saw it, please send it to me or show it to me. And I hope I looked okay. Because again, I did not wear my finest outfit. And they were like, well, we didn't want to stress you guys out. And I was like, okay, well, now I'm stressed that I look like an idiot. But that's okay. That's okay. That won't be the first time. That won't be the last time that I look or feel like an idiot. So that was like, we were kind of, you know, waiting around for that. I do think my favorite, there was 2 commercials that stood out to me. One was a Michelob Ultra commercial, and it was about skiing. And it was like, last one down the hill, owes us a Michelob Ultra. And like, it's a group of 4 friends, and Greg, his name's Greg, he sucks on skis. And so fuck, like it's gonna be beers on me again. And he's like doing the whole pizza thing down the mountain. Well, then I forget who the actor is. I think he's the guy from The Big Lebowski. I think it's that guy. And he's like, no, Greg, I'm not gonna let this happen to you. Like, we're gonna train. And in goes the Rocky Balboa music. You guys know I love Eye of the Tiger. And he's like sharpening his skis. Greg's like falling down a million times. And then they go to do it again, and they're like, Greg's gonna have to buy beers again. And he goes and he like whips it down the mountain. I love that commercial for a lot of reasons. One, that like really is the case when you learn how to ski. You have to fall 7,000 times before you get mediocre at it. And I don't think anything in this life worth having just comes to you easily. So I really like that whole concept. Obviously, Eye of the Tiger was like me and my dad's favorite song. Anytime it comes on, I think of my dad. It's basic, I know, but it's true. And so I loved it. And then I sent that commercial to my brother's now fiance, Savannah, because I'm like, hey girl, if Greg can do it, you can do it. She's like, I will just buy you beer. So that was one of my favorite commercials. That was my second. That's the silver medal. I think the gold medal goes to Mike Tyson. It's just like, he's in black and white. He's like, yo, I used to weigh 300 pounds. Yeah, I was obese. My sister's obese. You know, that's how he talks. I'm like, my sister was obese. I was obese. Yeah, I'll just sit there eating ice cream, pints of ice cream. And he basically called Americans out for being fat and being like, hey, put whole food in your body. Like, you need to put whole food in your body and stop eating all this shit. I was like, hell yeah, Mike Tyson. Like, put us in our place. Tell us Americans that we're fucking lazy. And we need to be more aware of the things we eat, especially in a foodie city like Houston, right? We need to like, and I think someone's like buying, they're like crunching on an apple. I'm like, that's the best commercial. I love that one. Okay, so those are the ones that stuck out for me. Then the Benito Bowl. Okay, so you had Bad Bunny giving a halftime show. For whatever reason, this was very controversial. I will say the whole thing was in Spanish. And if you don't speak Spanish, you're like, what is he saying? The whole time. But the visual storytelling that was going on throughout the concert, I thought was awesome. He had like a little kid like waking up, like sleeping on chairs, which is like very much the Hispanic experience, because your parents or your uncles or your tios, they probably partied all night and you ended up sleeping on like some party chairs at some point, or in like the backseat of a car, or like something like that. Like those are like core memories for a lot of Latinos. And so that was cool. He handed off the Grammy to a little boy who was so cute. And I was like, man, they're so cute. Look at that little boy's face. That was the little kid that ICE had apprehended. And I forget his name because, you know what, I'll tell you what, I'm not as I think we talked about this, informed, but I know what's happening. I know what's happening. I do not turn a blind eye to this fuckery shit in our country. I really don't. And that was the kid, a 5-year-old kid that had been seized by ICE. And again, I can't give you the details of it, but to see that relationship made, that little Easter egg in there was pretty cool. I saw influenced TikToker Alex Earl dancing. It wasn't until I noticed her right away, because she was like the only like blonde white girl like in the like Latino, but I didn't even notice it later. Cardi B was dancing down there. Jessica Alba was dancing down there. I thought that was very cool. There was like a wedding, like I thought it was like a theater style, like, oh, look, a wedding, because it's like a quinceañera, it's like a marriage. Like, that's kind of how I was like digesting it at the time. They're like, no, that was an actual marriage. They had asked Bad Bunny to come to their wedding. He was like, actually come to my performance. Oh my God, I would die. I would actually die. I'm not a huge Bad Bunny fan, but the music kind of pops and it smacks. Like, I woke up this morning like, ningún hello, ningún good afternoon, like, solo español, todo programa en español. Like, I really, like, I loved it. And yeah, so, and then they were like dancing on power lines. I did kind of know that. I was like, oh, that's because, you know, the power outages that they constantly have in Puerto Rico. I made that association really quickly. The field workers, migrant workers, obviously, the guys, the men drinking, playing cards, the hot Latinas throwing ass everywhere. I felt those things. And I was reading the funniest tweets last night. I can't remember them all, but one was like, call me woke, but I do like Latinas dancing everywhere. Like, that is very nice. Something to that degree. I'm paraphrasing. And then what was the other one? The counter Super Bowl, the one with like Kid Rock. I forget what it's called. Turning Point, the Turning Point USA. I think you could watch it on YouTube, but I wasn't really interested to. I've heard Kid Rock and seen Kid Rock perform like Ba with the Ba, like on multiple platforms. That wasn't something I want. That's not like new music. You know, you can just play that on YouTube anytime you want. So yeah, I just wasn't, and I do like country music. I do like Ba with the Ba. I do like those sounds. I do like different genres, but I just think it's crazy to not see what this halftime show had to offer. It was weird for me. I'm like, so this pisses people off? That's weird as fuck to me. Okay. And what else was going on? Oh, there was like a little taco truck. I mean, that's like a human experience, right? As an American experience. Like, you have like a favorite taco truck, don't you? I loved it. I loved it, and I thought it was great storytelling, and I couldn't tell. I was like, that's Ricky Martin, right? That's Ricky Martin, right? Like, I kept having to Travis. I was like, I'm not sure. I was like, I think it's Ricky Martin. He looked really good. Lady Gaga coming out. I was like, oh, Ricky Martin, Lady Gaga. This is for the gays. Like, this is awesome. Like, everyone looked so hot and good. But I really appreciated it. And Lady Gaga, she has some of the best national anthem and performances from Super Bowl that are pretty memorable. Remember when she like jumped off of that thing? She like just jumped off of it. So yeah, I know the Super Bowl, I feel like it lost a little bit of its shine this year because a lot of people were distracting, and I think the two teams were boring. But hey, there's always next year, there's always next year. And I think what the NFL is trying to do in growing the sport to reach that Latino audience, because man, I mean, there's so many of us, there's so many different cultures, and in this country, I mean, despite whatever the administration is trying to do, or ICE is trying to do, I just feel like, the heartbeat of the Latino community is something that is very, very strong. So that's what I'll say about that. That was very fun. Let me go back to my notes. Okay. Me being jealous kind of, because Sophia says, my little niece says, Travis perfectly. She goes, Travis, no, or Travis, help, or and she can't really say Tessa. She says like Cessa or Ressa, like she can't really say it. So that was that. We've been golfing a lot, but in the simulation. And the problem with that is that once we get out on the course, I think we're going to be rudely awakened. Because, the simulation is like perfect shot, like very, like straight, flat, flush. You just hit from the same spot every single time. once you go out on a course, it is the wild, wild west. I mean, I've taken pictures of where my golf ball has landed. It's landed in like nests, like in the divots of trees, in little ditches, under leaves. Like, yeah. So just know that all the simulation, while it's good for the swing, it is good to get like golf shots up. I'm kind of nervous for the next time I go to a course. Yesterday, when we're going to HEB, I wanted to get down at first. I was like, babe, I'll get the Grillo. There's this viral Grillo's pickle dip that I want to try to make. And he's like, well, what's in it? And so like I showed him. It's like sour cream, Greek yogurt, whipped cream cheese, bacon bits, jalapeno, cheese, and then the chopped up Grillo's pickles. And he goes, I'm not gonna let you make that big back dip. I don't want that. You eat it with Fritos. I was like, damn, I've been vetoed. On my big back craving. I did make some Kool-Aid pickles. There's this one influencer, her name is Jen Morales, and she's a TikToker. Man, she makes bomb Mexican food and like little treats. That's where we got the Kool-Aid pickles from. Those were sour. So many people in the comments were like, you need to add sugar. You need to do this flavor. No, I don't. It's just the way I did it. And then some people were like, I can't believe you must not be from the South. You've never heard of that? And I'm like, clearly not. Can you deduce? Do you know what deducing means? It means clearly I was talking about it like it was new to me. So I wasn't putting on a play. It was new to me and I just did it. But we did used to have the Kool-Aid packets and picadillies and all kinds of sour treats in South Texas. Not used to, we still definitely do. We are going back to Utah for Valentine's Day. So we leave on Saturday morning. Remember the first time when we went to Utah and there was no snow and we barely could ski? Well, Travis's friend Ish says, you guys need to come back. It's been snowing all week. Come, we'll get you a buddy pass and we'll go at this again. So I think we're going to like this mountain called Snowbird. And I'm really, really, really excited because they're like, they're locals. And I just feel like anytime you go to a city that you're not that familiar with a local, you're going to get just a better experience every time. So I'm very, very, very excited about that. And then Monday's President's Day. So we're going to ski on Sunday and Monday, and then we'll come back and I'll hopefully still have both of my knees intact. And I'm just going to stick to the blues, even though Travis, I know, and his friend, he's going to be with his buddy. You know how the guys are, raw, dude, you can do it. Come on, Black, come on, just take a shot, go. Not me. I'm going to stay in my lane. You see how I just do that? I don't say, well, me too, guys. I say, no, you go. You go, you have fun. You tell me about it. And then I'll put it on my podcast. Something I just recently learned on TikTok. Did you know you can air fryer your eggs to make a boiled egg? A boiled egg, less mess, no water, no pot, no scooping. Get your eggs straight from your refrigerator in your carton, put them in the air fryer, 290, 11 minutes. That's a perfectly soft boiled egg. You get that out, you put it in some ice. It's going to be like a jammy egg. If you let it sit for a little bit, if you let it sit like 12, 13 minutes, it'll be a hard-boiled egg. And it's delicious. I had one this morning. I had two this morning. Right now, my jam is half of an English muffin, Good Culture cottage cheese, some chili crunch from Trader Joe's, which I know the Asian market has a better chili crunch, but I ran out and I was at Trader Joe's, so I got that one. And then a jammy egg on top of that. That has like been my jam. That and a cup of coffee, a cup of Joe, and you'll be good. You'll be so sweet. So that was a fun hack. I love learning things on TikToks. I'm still learning things on TikTok. Then also we went out with our friend Mike. Okay, there's this guy at my work. His name is Mike Gorman. He's a big old guy, big old white guy. He used to play football. He's just kind of like jacked and he like walks around like this. Well, he's really cool because we had like a work night at the Astros last season. And this was when U of H was in I think it was like the Elite Eight, when they beat Duke. It was the night they beat Duke. We had met Mike that night. We had gone to an Astros game first. And we hung out with him and we're like, dude, like that was a lot of fun. Like we should hang out again. He's like, yeah. He's like, hey, you guys want to go for sushi? Or we had talked about sake, how we all love sake so much. Well, finally, I see him in the hall. I'm like, hey, dude, when are we going to go drink sake? You said that. But I hadn't seen him in a while, and he had lost weight. He had done dry January. He goes, let's go tonight. And I go, call Travis. You guys arrange it. We went to 10 Sushi, which is a little pricey, but it's very delicious. I do recommend it. It's in the Galleria area. And we put away 2 bottles of this sake called Demon Slayer. Highly recommend. Very smooth, very fun. Again, it's like I'm drinking more, but just on one day. And then I'm like, no, I don't drink anymore. But that was a really fun night. The hangover the next day, again, pain in my ass. But that was a really, really, really fun night. So I wanted to, I don't know if you guys like sushi, but 10 Sushi in the Galleria, delicious. If you're looking for a good sake to impress your guests, I highly recommend that Demon Slayer. I don't like sweet stuff. It's funny because when I got there, Mike was at the bar. So me and Travis go over there. And he goes, hey, you want a cocktail? And I was like, sure, I'll get a cocktail. I look, and I'm like looking at the menu, and it's like lychee martini and sweet this and sweet that. And I'm like, I don't really like sweet stuff. Like, can we just get to the sake? Can I like a beer and sake? And he was like, oh, absolutely. So we went, we did that. That was very, very fun. And he's such a motivating guy. And I think it's so important to have men like that in your life, men who are just kind of like natural coaches. They make you like believe in yourself. Like Travis could have run through a brick wall when we were done. He was like, man, I hope Mike texts me more. Like he's so motivated. He's so cool. And I'm like, yeah, he's like a really cool guy. And I tell Derek this too, take the temperature of how you feel when you leave a dinner. Now, don't get me wrong, the sake helps, okay? You're like riding a high. You're like, wow, that was the best night of my life. But also, do you feel energized? After you hang out with someone, how do you feel? Do you feel energized? Do you feel low energy? Okay, you gotta your time is so valuable. Life is so short. Don't hang around with people that drag you down to the bottom of the depths of the earth. Now, and know the difference. And know when your like friend who is normally like so cheery and bright, hey, maybe they're going through something. You know what I mean? So there's a gauge there, but it was very lovely to hang out with him, and it was cool to get a recommendation for a sake. Now I can go in and like knowing like I know what's up now. Then the next day at work, he had put some organic. Oh, Mike works in like the alcohol business, by the way. He like makes organic tequila with his buddies. Like he's kind of a jack of all trades type thing. And I wrote down the name of the organic seltzer. It's called Freshie. So it's organic tequila. They have it's like habanero blood orange and then grapefruit guava, pink and orange boxes. And we've been drinking some of those when we go down to the simulator. Those were really, really good. So that's a recommendation I have. And then also I'm going to be doing another collaboration with Queen Bee Distilling Vodka. As you can hear me talking, I need to get away from all the stuff that's got like the additives in it, because I think that's what's giving me major, major headaches. I'm probably overdoing it a little too, but sometimes it's better to splurge on something that is not going to make you feel so terrible the next day. You want to drink with your friends, you want to have a good time, you want to do it responsibly, and then wake up and be like, okay, I need to hang out with my niece. So that's what I'll say about that. Then I wanted to say, the Traitors. Okay. So the Traitors on Peacock, they only give you 1 episode per week now. When they started, they were giving you three episodes at a time. And then they're like, now they're getting really good. So it's like 1 at a time. Rob from Love Island apparently is playing like this masterful game. He kind of checkmated. This is a spoiler alert. He checkmated Candace the other night. So he's gotten rid of 2 housewives like back to back, basically cannibalized his fellow traitors. And it's just so funny because it's crazy. To me, not what I'm learning is like, oh my God, Rob's so smart. And maybe he is a little bit, but he's just like a handsome white dude that people just kind of like get lost in his eyes and they're like, oh my God, he's the ultimate faithful. Like they're not thinking. So is it a good game? Is he playing a great game? Yes. Are we giving him a lot of credit? Yeah, I think more that than the other thing. So that's my opinion on Traitors. Alan Cumming, immaculate. The outfits remain to slay. I want to try out for the Traitors. I want to do a little casting video. And I told Derek, and Derek's like, you got to edit it. You got to do this. I'm like, well, now that you say that, I don't want to do it. Okay. I just want to tell them why I want to be a traitor. And I want that to be good enough. Oh my God, I'm burping. Gross. Speaking of edit that out. Okay. And then Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. There is a rumor that one of the girls, Amanda, who she has this like, she sold a New York Times bestselling book. She sold a book and it's called Rich as Fuck or something like that. And it's like all about how to manifest being a rich bitch, which, okay, great. But like the conversations that she has, she's one of those people who you go, these are my favorite overalls. And she goes, oh, I have a pair of Chanel overalls. And you're like, cool. Like, these are the ones I'm wearing and I really like these. Yeah, they're just really comfortable. Yeah, girl, I've spent like thousands of dollars on overalls. You know, it's just like one of those people. And then, so another girl on the show is writing a book. She got a book deal and she comes to the thing, to the party, and she's wearing this like little Kelly bag, which is like a little mini Birkin. And they're like, ooh, I see you, Dorit, with your Birkin bag or whatever. And she's like, well, I did get my book deal. You know, like basically like, well, that's what, like, you know, I got a bonus. That's why I have the bag. And she's the girl, man. She's like, are you writing it? And she's like, no, I have like helpers. I have like editors, like a ghostwriter to help me. She's like, oh, I just wrote mine. Like, okay, bitch, good for you. Like, you good for you. That's how she's a good for you kind of girl. A good for you kind of girl. Not my cup of tea, but there is a rumor that she doesn't finish the show. Like, for whatever reason, she doesn't like what the girls have to say about her. And in the middle of filming, she leaves. And so, ding dong, the witch is gone. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I don't think she's a witch. I just think I think some people have so much wealth that they're not used to other people like checking them and being like, hey, this is how you're coming off. They were at a coffee shop and she goes up to the girl and she's looking at it and she's like, is your matcha ceremonial grade? And Rachel Zoe, who is an actual like millionaire brand builder next to her, and she's like, like, what? What is this bitch talking about? So anyway, if you watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, you will know what I'm talking about. It's very funny. And I'm kind of glad she's leaving. But I'm also, it makes me sad too, because why are you leaving? Oh, because accountability is over here. If you stay in the group and you continue filming, you have to be accountable. But she's like, nope, gotta go. Okay, so that's that. Real Housewives of Potomac. I have never been into that franchise. I'm so desperate to watch anything that's Real Housewives though, and they're not giving me the content enough. So I went back and I started watching that, and I actually do like this. I actually do like Real Housewives of Potomac, and one of the ladies just got out of jail. So Andy's there like at her house after she gets home from jail, and she apparently had 4 DUIs, so she had to go to prison. Like, yeah, stop fucking drinking and driving. Finally has admitted she's like an alcoholic. She had problems with pills. She just had like unhealed trauma. So I thought that was kind of cool. And a lot of people thought that this woman should not have been asked back on the show. And, you know, Andy was like, what do you say to people like that? I think it's a catch-22 because like some of these Real Housewife bitches, they've gone to jail for fraud. Like they have stolen from old people. Anyone living this like really lavish lifestyle and like spending like it doesn't matter, might want to follow the money, guys. And I'll leave you with that because the Epstein files have been released. Not nearly enough arrests nor any arrests have been made. And we're in a country where I think there's a few people at the top controlling and making us infight with each other. I told Travis yesterday, I said, you know, it's a real shame that it has to be like, oh, I don't really like black people, or oh, I don't really like white people, when really good music is good music. We should all be in this together. And it is not us versus each other. I mean, it is like all of us versus like a dozen people at the top kind of playing puppet master up there, okay? So I'll hold out my football. We're all Americans. Hate conquers love, and have a good week.